What's your name?
My name is Camille Jones. I am a painter. I paint in acrylics, and I've been doing it since probably like second grade.
What's your major?
I'm a communication arts major, and I'm a painting minor.
What college do you go to?
I go to Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU.
What are some of the biggest struggles you've had as an artist?
I feel like staying like authentic to like what you want to make at that very moment is really hard sometimes, because school, like you see stuff online, you see stuff everywhere that might be like pulling you in one direction because you want to like catch attention, but it's hard to like stay on like what you actually want to do at that very moment sometimes.
What would you like to see more in the art community?
I was like telling my friend the other day, like I think like specifically in the terms of film, like everything that I do artistically comes from like imagery and like music, anything surrounding like building worlds. And I'd love to see like Black people in more spaces where like horror, like sci-fi, like these like environments that they aren't typically seen in. I don't know, I think of like Jordan Peele a lot, like these big worlds full of like, I don't know, people that we don't see a lot.
What is the hardest part about learning about art?
Like learning the rules to be able to break them. Like if you even don't want to like draw people, but like you need to understand, you want to draw cartoon characters, you have to understand human proportions, the way that like light works on humans and environments and objects. Like you have to learn the way that things work in order for you to skew it into what you want to make it.
All right. What is one small piece of advice that you would give an expert in your field?
I think like making it accessible to be like where you gotten to people who are like on the road to get where you've gotten. Like I feel like a lot of stuff happens behind the scenes, and like you have to like put together the pieces to like understand, you know, like how to get there or try to get there. But if people who've already like gotten to where you want to be can like reach out a hand and lift other people up, it would be a lot better, I feel like.
What is better, the beginning of the piece or the end of it?
I would say the middle. Like I feel like when you like get to a space where you're no longer like trying to figure out where you're trying to go, and you're in like that zone of just like putting marks down or like figuring out like what you want it to look like, you know, get to that place where you're not even really thinking, you're just doing. And that's my personal favorite part about like painting. And then the end is usually like me hating it for like 3 weeks and like come back and look at it and think of it differently, I guess.
What's more important, creativity or the drive to do art?
The drive. Like I feel like creativity comes out of life experience and like just being who you are. And being disciplined is something that's like extremely hard to keep up with, because you might not feel like going to paint every day or going to draw every day, but you know the end goal, and like in order to get there you have to be disciplined and have a schedule and, you know, fit it into your life in any way that you can.
What's one piece of advice that you would like everyone to take away from this interview?
Not that I'm like someone to listen to, but I think again just like staying like in tune with like the motive, like the original motive, like the original reason, and like feeding that child in you or that like initial idea in you that like kept you wanting to make something, like referring back to that and like letting that be like your guiding light instead of, you know, a bad day, a bad like painting, whatever. You know what the end goal is.
What's your favorite song to listen to while you're painting?
I'll have to think about that for a second. It really depends on like the vibe of the painting. Like I feel like if I'm doing something that's meant to be violent or like really like poppy, it's probably going to be some like rap. But if I'm doing something that's more like sentimental or like close to my heart, it'll be like music I listen to with that person or like in that environment or that situation.
What does not for everyone mean to you?
Not for everyone for my art means like being really authentic to who I am in the moment. Like if I wake up feeling like one way one day, then that means that I'm going to paint the way I feel that day. And I wake up feeling completely opposite the next day, I'm still going to be authentic to me and paint how I feel that way.
What is some of the biggest struggles as an upcoming artist?
I think just what I said, like being authentic every day, like not trying to like do something because you know it'll make you blow up or like make people care for a few seconds, like feeling like I'm doing something for the long run and like being 100% myself sometimes and figuring out what that means visually is difficult at times.
What would you like young artists to learn from you?
I think like just keep like going. I feel like I came up and I was doing specialty center. I like went to high school for art, and there were so many people that like dropped out, or that, you know, so many teachers that I had that didn't like, you know, see things the way that I saw it. And I feel like I could have taken a step away, but I know that art is like something within me. And so to continue to feed that like kid in you that like made you pick up a paintbrush or like whatever you do, like at the end of the day is going to lead you to the right space.